Hey guys, what's going on? We're back with a brand new video, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make your games look really nice and realistic, really like atmospheric. And yeah, let's get right into it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And yeah, enjoy the video. Okay, so guys, the first thing you guys are gonna want to do to make your game look better is change the terrain colors. So like well, not the color, but water. See, if you have water in your game with the terrain, you're gonna want to make it the transparency of the water. You're gonna want to make it like a 1, but not. I'm not a big fan of making it 1. I mean, it looks more realistic, but it also looks too clear to be like a moat. So I like to do like a 0.9 kind of thing, and I think that makes the water look really nice and realistic, and it just looks really nice. So the next thing I like to do to make the lighting look better, I like to go into the lighting section, insert object, and I like to insert a bloom effect. Now you might not really see what this does, but it makes your games, it's hard to explain, but it's a really good effect, and it makes your game look better. I like to, usually default is fine, just default bloom, but it makes your game just look better. You might not notice it, but it just makes it run smoother. And I'm also going to insert object, and I'm going to insert a blur effect. So, but I'm going to make the blur very faint. So I'm like going to do like a blur size of like a blur size of 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a blur size of 2. And that just makes it look kind of mystical and whimsical, I guess. I'm not sure. It makes it look nice, though. The game makes the game look really nice. So, next thing is I like to add fog. So, let me go here and add, because fog makes your game look really nice. So, I'm going to do 700. Okay, that's too much fog. I'm going to do 1,500, 1,500. 2,000. Okay, we're gonna do 5,000. That looks much better, and we're gonna make the fog color some sort of blue. I like to make it kind of a darker, a brighter blue. Then make it just like, okay, never mind. Just keep it up here, and that makes it look really nice, just like a whimsical thing. But you can also edit this to whatever the fog to whatever color you want it to be. I'm just gonna make it 4,500 just to make it a bit more fog. And yeah, that's a really good way to do that. Alright, now you can also go into lighting, add in a sun rays effect, which if you find the sun, there's now gonna be sun rays. So I'm gonna actually move the sun somewhere else, just right here, and look at that sun rays. See, if you don't have sun rays, I'm gonna exit out of this, but if you don't have sun rays, the sun looks normal like that, and you can see the sun and stuff, but it looks normal. So I like to add sun rays, and it makes it look really nice and realistic, like a sunset, or you can do anything with this thing really, but I do like to make it a little less intensity. I like to do maybe start from 0 and maybe up it. I like to do a 1. How about 0.7? Because it just makes it realistic enough where it looks nice, but it's not too in your face. It's not too in your face. Too much. Alright, that looks good. And spread just changes how big the spread of the rays are. I like to have it all the way to 1, but yeah. It just makes it look really nice, and yeah. Also, there's a bunch of cool stuff in lighting you can scroll through. I'm just gonna keep scrolling through it and see what we can also add to make it look good. Okay, so now here's the post-processing effects. Now, of course, we already added the bloom and blur, but I do like to add the color correction effect. Color correction, just you can change a bunch of stuff in here and make your game look better, like saturation and contrast. So I always like to up the saturation, but it depends what kind of game you're doing. So like let's just look at this grass. Like, saturation changes how, like, nice looking it is. Like, this would be like a no saturation. This is like default. This is extra happy cartoon land. So this is normal. None. Full. I like to do it at full if you're making a cartoony game, but if you're making a more realistic game, I do like to do in the middle here. I still like to have it up, but I'm just going to leave it all the way up because I feel like it looks best in this setting. And you can also do the contrast. I like to up the contrast a little bit. But here's what contrast does. It makes it, if there's zero contrast, it looks like that. Tons of contrast. It's too dark in some places, I feel like. So I like to leave the contrast at this is standard? Yeah, this is standard. And I'd like to up the contrast like a 1 or a 2. I'm just going to do 1 for now because it looks more normal. But yeah, contrast is pretty cool. Color correction. And you can do the tint color to tint your entire game a certain color if you really wanted to. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to change it back to like a white. But you can do whatever you want. You can do like a red for like an evil place. Dun 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 dun. You can do so much with lighting in Roblox now. It's like literally insane. This actually is kind of cool. But you can do so much. You can have a green, kind of like a lesser tint, but still a tint. I actually kind of like this golden tint I have going on here. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. And yeah, there's also enabled, which just, so tell me which looks better, without or with. I feel like with looks much better. And yeah, you can also change the brightness, how bright your game looks. I usually like to leave this on default, but I like to add one. You can also make them less to make it look more contrast, like more saturation. But I usually like to either do this or just add one. But I think adding one looks really good. It kind of balances everything out. And the last thing we have not added to lighting for effects is the depth of field, which basically means you only see what's like really in front of you, like what you're focused on. It's like focus pretty much. And if we go into the editing, I can make the intensity different. I like to make the in focus radius bigger. Near intensity, I like to make it I don't know, it's hard to explain. Alright, I like to make the far intensity a little like this. Near intensity, we'll just keep it normal. In focus radius, we'll make that as high as possible. And focus distance, make the focus distance low. Alright, so now you'll be like focusing on certain stuff. I mean, this looks really nice. So if we uncheck enabled, doesn't look very different. But if you're like focused on this thing, look at the background. Background looks much smoother. I'm actually going to make the far intensity a bit bigger, and it just makes your game look really nice, in my opinion. But yeah, let's test this out in a minute here, and let's test it out right here and see how the game actually looks. Be sure to make sure your computer can handle this kind of graphics, because it definitely looks really nice. If we go into first person, look at this beautiful landscape here that I edited. So yeah, by the way, I'm using the default castle Roblox thing to demonstrate this, but look at how good this looks. It's much better than the default terrain things. And yeah, anyways guys, I hope you guys did enjoy my tutorial on how to make your Roblox games look like amazing. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye. Check out the new Roblox polygonal line of merch at teespring.com/store/Bromanviper.